This how the story go. You know, we were walked up all the way to the top of this mountain, and it was Colombians. You know what I'm saying? Gangsters. You know, people like, just say if you from East Oakland, it's gonna be like that. And if you from East Oakland, you know that you safe. But I'm up in Colombia, and these are Spanish people, and they not used to seeing a person of color like me with valuable things on them. Like, I'm walking around with a $3,000 camera. I gotta be smarter. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to get up out of here, bro. I'm at the top of a mountain on a barrio, and we still gotta walk hell far to get back down to even the bike. And I just thought, I'm like, bro, I'm in narco land. And I'm like, fuck. I start seeing who high as fuck off Chris, coke, everything. And niggas mugging me, niggas looking at my camera, barking at me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this shit crazy. So I'm trying to get down, but he want me to stay with him and his friends. You feel me? Y'all putting that shit together? These niggas trying to kill me, bruh. I'm like, damn, I'm all the way up here. I got all this shit on me. They just gonna take it and kill me.
What's up, guys? It's Bad Decisions, where we watch people make
bad decisions.
It's your boy Sherm.
It's your man Jay.
First off, I want to say that I'm glad that this young man is safe and that he's okay and that he is recovering. So I hope that he has a speedy recovery. A lot of times I hear these stories about Colombia, right? And about how dangerous it is. But whenever I listen to these stories, it always kind of boils down to common sense.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you go to a spot that looked dangerous, that you could tell was dangerous, to look at some fireworks?
Andres get on my bike, because I had a bike. He was like, ride with me and we gonna ride to the mountains to go see the fireworks. I asked him, which camera should I bring? He picked the most expensive camera. I brought my GoPro, got my iPhone, got my vest and everything. We saw the fireworks. It was cool. I had some videos on it on the cameras they stole from me.
Just think about this. If this was parallel to the States. So let's say someone's like, you know what? I know a spot. You can get some great pictures, great scenery, but it's in the most dangerous part of town. It's in the hood. Would you go to it? Most people that had common sense would say no. Even if they had a friend that was from that area. Because if you've ever been to a bad area, anything can happen. Even if your friend knows everybody. It only takes one dumb person to do something. Does the reward match the risk? Does looking at fireworks match you potentially going somewhere that might be hazardous? No. So whether or not he knew that it was a bad place, there are certain indicators that you can get, right? And listen, there are certain places around the U.S. that don't look bad, that are bad spots, right? So that's also true. But the thing about it is that you get indicators. If you're going to some place and it starts looking more sketchy and more sketchy, that's when you start to ask questions.
You never seen the movie Get Out before. In the movie Get Out, there's about...
Don't spoil it.
You're not watching the movie.
I'm going to watch it. Don't spoil. Don't spoil.
You're not watching. I've asked you 1,000 times to watch the movie. You're not watching.
I can't hear you.
I'm not going to say what happened.
Okay.
I'm going to say it generally, because you know you never watch it anyway.
I'm going to watch. All right, anyway, I'm going to watch.
In the movie Get Out, there's about 7 times before the final time that he finally goes, oh, crap, I'm in trouble. Where I thought to myself, I would have been gone.
Yeah.
But he's sitting there looking like stupid, like stuck on stupid, like, oh, well, that's kind of odd, but okay, or that's kind of weird. But you can see on his face, he's like, that's off. But he kept on going. I'm like, why? I would have left on the second sign. So that's what I thought about in this story. If what happened is what you're saying, he should, I mean, granted, he was with that guy.
Yeah.
And his brother and girlfriend, so maybe he couldn't leave. Maybe he did notice as they were driving into the mountains that doesn't seem too safe here. But he's like, you know, whatever. Also, he seems like the type of dude that he's comfortable in that environment based on how he was talking.
I got that too.
He's like, yeah, in Oakland, you know, da-da-da. I'm like, bro. He kept on saying he went to the top of the mountain. And like you said, I'm not going to the mountains with my first cousin, let alone some guy I met. I don't know how he met Andres, but I'm not going with this man. And like you said a second ago about picking up on signs.
Yeah.
When he said, what should I bring? And this man says, bring your most expensive camera. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay in the city and watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this man probably had him as a mark the entire time. He thought they were brothers.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this man's a mark.
Yeah. And now that you say that, right? So I watched some other videos from this guy, right? So the day prior to this, he uploaded a video, and the video is about how he got robbed in Colombia, but it was like a pit pocket where like he was walking by. So at first in my head I was like, okay, was this a setup after watching that video? But then I saw it was a pit pocket. I'm like,
yeah,
that could happen anywhere.
right.
It's like what I was saying before. Most of these stories deal with people doing stuff that they would not do in the States. For example, a lot of times these tourists, what happens? They'll get drugged by some girls, right?
Yes.
But what kind of girls are they dealing with? Are they dealing with pros? Because that can happen in the States. If you're dealing with pros, which is you're part of a dark lifestyle, what's it normally associated with that kind of dark lifestyle? Pimps, drugs, violence.
Yeah.
So that stuff isn't really out of the realm of possibility. So if you go somewhere else, the same thing is going to apply. It might actually apply even more, right? And I can understand generally if some of those guys who got drugged didn't know that they were those kind of girls, because I've been to a foreign country, and some of these foreign countries, that stuff is legal, right? Not only is that stuff legal, being a pro, that kind of thing, is it legal?
Sex worker.
Yeah, being a sex worker, right?
Just so y'all know.
Okay. Not only is being a sex worker legal, it might not look... Okay, so I've been to Colombia, right? I've been to Colombia before. There's a tourist spot, and then there's another spot. And they look practically the same, and they're not that far away from each other. So I can understand how you can meet a girl from one side and not know that she's from the other side. They're so close, you wouldn't know. In a lot of foreign countries, it's like that. Are there certain areas in this foreign country where all that goes down? Absolutely. But there are certain areas where it's kind of spread out and you don't know. And if you're new to a country, you might not know that stuff. So I can understand points like that. But in this specific scenario where this guy was literally taken to the spot to where it happened, you got to do your due diligence, man. Even like if it's somebody you just met here, would you trust them to go to a dangerous spot that you've never been to before and you don't know anyone? Probably not.
Yeah, last point I'll make is part of his story. This is not in the clip that we have.
Yeah.
He was talking, maybe I'll throw it in, but he was talking about when he actually escaped from the situation. Or no, he didn't fully escape. It's the part where he jumped off the mountain and he broke his leg. He was running down the mountain to try to find someone to help him.
Yeah.
And he was asking people for help as he ran along, trying to escape these gang members. And he said at one point that one guy looked at him, he's like, "Stupido," and kept going. And then one older lady, he was asking her for help, and she looked at him and shook her head, and she said, "Muerta." And it made me think about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
So in the movie, the one that was released maybe, 10, 15 years ago. In the movie, the guy, I can't remember if it's a girl or a guy, he escapes, and he runs to the police station. And he's so relieved. He's like, "Oh, I'm at the police station. I'm with the sheriff. I'm safe now." He tells the sheriff what's going on. The family tried to kidnap him or whatever the case is. "I need your help." Sheriff says, "No problem. I got you taken care of." I think for some reason he gets in the car with the sheriff. I think he's from out of town. So he gets in the sheriff's car thinking he's good now. Imagine that feeling of relief that you have.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, I almost died. Now I got the sheriff here." Ooh.
Yeah.
So good. After he gets in the car with the sheriff, he's driving, and then she starts to notice that things start to look similar to where he just left. Lo and behold, the sheriff pulls up to the house that he just escaped from. Oh, man. I was like, the sheriff is in on it. My heart sunk. And so it made me think, like, everyone in that town or the area of town probably is in on what these gang members do.
Yeah, they know what's going on.
They know what's up. And they like, if you get caught up, you get caught up. I'm like, that's some scary stuff, bro.
In my head, what I'm thinking is, I mean, I think that too, but maybe the people in that town are thinking, "Oh, well, he must have done something really bad because only people who do something really bad go up this far up the hill." Because the way that he's talking, and like I said, I've been there before. Everything in Medellin is on a hill.
Oh, yeah.
I know this. It's all on a hill, right?
That's true.
So if he's all the way at the top of the hill, and maybe we'll throw in a picture, see how high it is. That's super duper high. So if you're there for a purpose. And I think those people know that. So they know that, like, okay, well, you're not one of us. So the reason why you're going up in here, well, you must have did something.
Yeah, it could be the case, too. Long story short, I'll just say I'm happy the dude's alive, because clearly whatever he did, he didn't deserve to die.
At all.
So...
Go for a camera and fireworks?
You know
no.
what I mean? So, yeah. I was going to say I hope he learned his lesson, but I can confidently say without ever speaking to this guy, I'm quite sure he learned his lesson.
He's good.
He's never going to do something like this again.
He's good. He might not even ever go back.
I highly doubt he will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But you know what? At the end of the video, he said, "Would I ever go back there?" And he's like, maybe.
He did.
He did.
Tripping. I mean, obviously the whole country's not like that.
Yeah.
But that kind of experience will give me so much PTSD.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going back.
Yeah.
I'm not going back. It's not happening.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, it's a setup.
Yeah, it is. I think they played a long game on this, man.
They definitely played the long
played
game.
the long game.
See what they could get from him, all this other stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's
Ooh.
just sad, man. It's so sad. But I mean, one thing I can commend this guy on though is at least he tried to know the language.
Yeah.
Like in the video, I can tell that like he can speak a decent amount of it, and he knows a decent amount. It's not like he's like completely just gringo, like he don't know nothing.
Yeah, and it's helped him because in the story he even says he was talking to the dude in the stall, and he was telling the guy that he has family, and, you know, he needs help. If he didn't know any Spanish, he wouldn't have been able to tell that guy anything.
Yeah.
So, a little bit.
Basically, what he's saying, guys, just in case you guys didn't read the clip. So basically, what happened was there's a point in time where he's running away from these guys, and he's trying to escape. So he finds a stall to hide in, and I think some guys around that area, and he's basically saying to the guy like, hey, please help me, and the guy gives him help.
So I'm listening. I'm hearing people looking for me. They got dogs and I go to the other stall. Probably like when the crows started going, and then the people who was in the house, they came out and started working. But all day, they never came to that third stall, so I started building a barricade because I had buried myself under a lot of things and then put a cover over the things and then put some wood over that. So, long story short, I'm there, ain't got no water, food, nothing. I'm out there for like 2 days. You feel me? I was getting up back and forth because my leg was broken. I needed to stretch it out and it was uncomfortable. So every time I felt like nobody was around, I'd get up, stretch a little bit, and I didn't really have no energy to get down this mountain. So I chilled. And for some reason, the people's house who I was like hiding behind, they never came to that third stall. So I kind of thought that they knew what was going on and they just didn't want to tell on me. And then the day passing, and then gracias a Dios, Roberto, Jason, that he came and took a piss in that third stall. He didn't even see me. I'm the one who moved and made him see me. But I was like, that's an old man. And I had seen him fixing the gate. You know what I'm saying, earlier. So I was like, man, he cool. He'll probably help me. And I was like, hey, por favor, yo tengo mamá, yo tengo papá, a familia, niños, niñas, hermanas. Por favor, necesito ayúdame. Necesito ayúdame. Shh. No habla nada. Por favor, they looking for me. That man saved my life.
Yeah, he was kind of posted up in this one stall for like a day or two.
Yeah.
And no one had come to that point.
Yeah.
But he heard the voices of the people looking for him outside. And he's like, please don't let them come to the stall. Please don't let them come to the stall. And so a non-gang member, some guy, I guess, I don't know who, some older man came to that third stall. And he could have ratted him out. But he pleaded to the man to not rat him out. And I guess the man, you know, let him slide. I know.
I mean, it's scary. Like that whole situation to me sounds extremely terrifying. Like I don't want no parts of that. Don't take me to the mountain. I don't want to go nowhere close to that.
Nah.
But stuff like that can happen anywhere.
It can. Oh yeah.
Getting set up,
Yeah, it can.
Because like I said, it's not like, you know, he went inside the country and immediately like that happened. You know, it was a plot. There was a whole thing going on. So ultimately, I mean, I don't even think we have to make a decision at this point because it's pretty clear that this guy made some terrible decisions. So whether or not he should go back, I'm gonna say no.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah. So what do you think?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it. All right, guys, it's been Bad Decisions. If you think he made a good decision listening to his friend, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think he needs better friends, leave a like and leave a comment. All right, decision makers, we're out.